Hey everybody, Nancy here. Okay, so excited. We can now import CSV files into Zoom Notes. So happy about this. And in case you're not sure what that is, it is data that somebody has, like your bank or like stores that you've purchased a lot of things. You can request reports from them with all that information on it. Like, I can download my bank account and see everywhere I spent money. And you can see it online, but you can't manipulate it. You can't put it the way you want it to look, what makes sense to you. And now, because we can import it into Zoom Notes, we have access to it. We can add things up and make things look like we want them to look. We have control over the output. You're basically creating your own reports. And examples of different CSV files is, you can get your bank statements downloaded. You can get your credit card statements so you can see where you spent everything. Google saved passwords. Now, I did this one, Google Save Passwords, and it is huge. What I discovered about Google is that they never, ever delete passwords. And so when you request it, you know, I got pages and pages. Well, not pages and pages, but it would have been pages if I'd broken it up that way. It was just a huge, long list. But the cool part about it was I was looking through all of it, and because you can look at it that way, you're looking at a list as opposed to the way they've got it buried into different layers and such. You can look at it and see things that you wouldn't normally be able to see. Like, for example, years ago, 100 years ago, I had a Redbox account. And if you're not aware of what that is, that's it's a box, a machine, basically, that you can go to the grocery store, and it has a bunch of, it kind of replaced Blockbuster, where they had the movies that you could go and rent. Now they're just a red box that looks like a Coke machine that you can, rent movies. Well, Redbox also offers online videos, and it had the password for it. So I tested it, and sure enough, I was able to log in to Redbox and watch a couple of free movies when I downloaded it. It's like, oh, that's so neat to know, So I have access to all the passwords I've ever created. Now, you may or may not want to, like, put that anywhere that you might not want to save that, but it certainly is good to look at. Another thing, if you're a teacher and you want to save grades or attendance or something, and you want to have it, like I said, format it the way you want to see it. And let me just show you an example. I have, I'm obsessed with keeping track of my spending. Unlike, well, I went to eat the other day, I forget that stuff. And another problem is, while I want to track my spending, I don't do it. I don't put it in my day timer. In my planner. And so as a result, I just don't know. And I end up spending way more money than I should on stupid stuff. But if I could see it all in one place, it's like, okay, way too much money spent on movies, or way too much money spent on going out to eat. So now I can request all these different reports from the credit card companies and from my bank. And I even requested something from Amazon. Now, usually you get it immediately. I know I said I was going to show you, but I haven't gotten there yet. Um, Usually you can get it immediately, but Amazon took 2 or 3 days. You know, they had to put in a request, and then they sent me an email a couple of days later that said, "Okay, it's ready now." You know, now I still haven't opened it up. I haven't had time to even think about it, but um, because I am curious to see how they send it out. But if you're not sure what a CSV file is, it's kind of like a generic thing that it's it takes all the fields that they have, all the data fields, and puts a comma between each one. So it becomes a text file that's got commas between every field. And that way different kinds of apps can receive that data and display it for you. All I have to do to pull in a CSV file into Zoom Notes, these are my downloaded files. I'm going to grab the top one. Like I said, I'm not even sure what this is. And just drag and drop it. See? Wow. What you need to understand is this is not a spreadsheet. Do not confuse it as a spreadsheet. It's a table that has data in it. Okay, so it acts just like a table would. See, you just drag it and drop it, and if you want to delete this column here, you just select it now and delete it, and it's gone. And you know, you can select a bunch of stuff and delete it like that, and then later take that same table that you pulled in, put that back in place, and now you can go back and adjust your columns to fit your information. Now again, this is now let's say I just want to do this much, just for demonstration purposes, and I take this table here. Now I can create a whole new table, but this one is already set up to be like the rows are the right height. So if I zoom in on this, see, if I put the table back in its place, I'm trying to select just the table. All right, now I can see how the data fits perfectly in the rows. That's why it's just easier to go ahead and take the existing table that you created earlier when you pulled the stuff in. Now notice that it's got green and clear rows. You set that up before you pull it in. You can you just set your tables up and take this table and make it the right number of rows. Just figure this out. So cool. I'm trying to see, this is how big the table is. And I'm going to grab, let's see, I'm going to first select cell size instead of row column. Just select your table and change it to cell size. Then pull it up to the bottom of your cells. And see, that deletes all the cells that are below there when you use the cell size. It's hard to see when it, let's see, I went one too high because I was too far away from it. Let's see. Okay, now I can pull it down and get that bottom row. Now see, the columns are not right, but that's okay. I haven't fixed that yet. Because I got rid of a lot of columns. Now, what I would probably want to do is move the different columns into another place. So if I take this and I say, you know, I select this column and I move it over, you know, do it this way. Now I can tell there's probably a lot of stuff that I would get rid of still, but just for demonstration purposes, I just wanted to show you guys this. So let's say I've got 1, 2, well, I'm just getting rid of some more stuff just to get some space in here. Now, again, you can justify your columns after the fact. You can do whatever you would do normally with text, table text. I would just move this in. See, if I'd rather have this left justified, then I would go ahead and select it and where's that? Text properties, left, apply. So now all that's left justified. You know, so you're in complete control. That's what I'm talking about. I love this because you've got control over the data that you want to look at. So if I put that back, now I go to the table and change it back to rows and columns. They're still not right because you know, I've deleted some stuff and moved stuff around. So I can go to cells and start changing the columns. If I turn that off and turn it back, that's what I needed to do. Just start it over. Now I'm going to change column 1 and then go to do the plus sign over on the right, which column, and pull that in. See, now column 1's not moving. I just had to turn it off and turn it back on. Now I go to column 3 and pull that. See, it pulls from it resizes from the right. That way it's not resizing anything to the left of it. Go to column 4, drag it over. Go to column 5, drag it over. Anyway, you're getting the point. Okay, so now I formatted it the way I wanted to. Now, the beautiful thing is, he has now made it so that we can sum up numbers. If I go to, let me go to the document that I've started formatting for myself. I think this is it. Maybe this is it. Yeah, see this one. This is what makes me happy, to be able to see all that data for a full year and mark off when certain bills are paid. And anytime, you know, like my gas, that's going to be variable. It's going to change every month. But the other ones, the ones I just put a check by, that just means it came in and it was the same amount that it was every time. You know, my mortgage is not going to change, so I'll just put a check. I'm not going to just keep putting numbers because, you know, then you've got a page full of numbers that you can't really read. But I can real fast look at how much my gas was, how much my power was for each month. This is the way I want to see it. And hallelujah, you know, now we can do this. I'm so excited. Now, I have created where is it? Let me close that. Oh, you know what? I bet it's on another page. Okay, see up at the top left corner? I need to put that. That is a link right there. That's a link that I need to put on a master layer that I haven't done yet. So I need to get that worked out. Let me get rid of that. I don't know what that is. I accidentally touched it and put a cell there. Put something there. Okay, if I click on that link, I have to get my right pen, tap on it. It opens up the same exact document on a different page. See, I've got, if I go on this side, go back to the previous page. See the one that's got my columns in it? And then this one is over on the right side. It's the same exact document. That's the way I built the link. By the way, love that feature. Love that feature. That way you don't have to go out looking for what you're wanting. You've got, it's right here. Let's see. I just click on the link, and it opens up the same document to a page. And I may have to turn the page. You know, if I'm trying to work on March, then I may have to change that. But at least I don't have to look for the document every time. Now, see, I got smarter as I was pulling these different reports into Zoom Notes. I changed what I was looking at and how to do it. Now, January, I don't do any spending. I fast in January. I don't spend, and I don't eat sugar, and there's a lot of things I don't do in January. So my January had very little to look at. But come, April, May, June, I started spending like crazy. And see, I've totaled it down at the bottom. I've broken things out this time and moved what used to be in the first column. I moved to different columns to say, okay, this was groceries, and the first column is the normal bills, like my mortgage and such. The second column is groceries. The third column is when I eat out, and the fourth column is credit cards. Now, I haven't done anything with that yet, but hobbies. I spent some crazy money this month, May. You know what the heck? So I don't know. I need to go back and look and see what I actually bought. But $341 of just discretionary spending. See, to see it this way, it's like, oh my gosh, Nancy, get a grip. But, if you don't have something to kind of hold you accountable, you don't see this stuff. So, but the way you do see, before it was all in one column. Now, we can sum, but we can't sort. So this was my way of sorting. I just moved, I just selected and moved it to the column it needed to be in. After I looked at where it was, like Skillshare, $99. Come on. Shame on me, but I moved it under hobbies. Now I can look and see how much I spent for hobbies. And to get the total, I just select everything in that column. Now, to do that, I have to turn off, I have to filter just text, so that way I won't keep selecting that table. And then I select the whole entire column. And now I have moved the sum to my this toolbar. If I go to this group, See, I've got the sum is my first thing, and then paste is my second thing. So now I've got all those numbers selected. All I have to do is click on the sum, and it tells me 73.84 is what I spent. So now I can just tap off of it somewhere and click on the paste, and it puts the 73.84. Now if this was the right page, then I could select that, hold it down and get the the plus sign, and drag it over to the other side and do it that way. Or I could just type in the number, however I want to do it. And let me just show you what I'm talking about if it was the right page. See, I've got it broken up under non-discriminatory I can't say that word right now. Non-discretionary, golly, spending. This was the bills that I have no choice about. They're going to come in every month. But discretionary would be the junk, like the hobbies and the credit cards and the eat out and the groceries. I have control over that, how much I spend. So that would be under discretionary. Then I've got other tabs that I can put the straight downloads. See, like PayPal. That's my PayPal, and I can look at that and see what I did. See, Etsy. I got too much Etsy's going on. Now this is not broken into months, so this is 6 months worth of data here. But all that to say, I can now control what I look at. Now, I did create a separate document for this because y'all know I spend too much of my time creating documents. Every week I've got a whole new planner, and so I decided, so that I don't have to worry about embedding this every single time, I've created my finances document, and I will just link to it from my planner if I want to. See, again, if I close out the split screen, turn that off, now I go back to the full screen. This is the document. Now I click on the link up at the top left corner, just tap on that, and it will go out and get the same exact document, just a different page, and put it right next to that document. So, love split screens, Now if I go to, again, back to my bills, and I can go now do whatever I want to over on the right. Okay. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I showed you how to. Oh, also you want to create, before you pull it in, you tell it what font you want your text to be, and how you want the table to look over on the tables thing. Either, every other row to be a color. Now, if I want to highlight, I think the easiest way to highlight a row would be to just create a cell, a shape, and make that color, put that in the back, toward the back. Let's see. Order, move to back. So now that is highlighted for whatever reason, so that it jumps out at me. It's, oh, okay, that's all I could do all of my hobbies highlighted separately that way. That's probably the easiest way to highlight a row after the fact, because you can't really highlight before the fact. You don't know where things are going to fall. So I think that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I'll think of something else in a little while, but I think that's enough. All right. Y'all have a great day here. Bye.